Aaron Rodgers seen throwing to DK Metcalf over the past weekend, and rumors are circulating now that Aaron Rodgers is potentially going to be returning to football, and not just returning to football, but returning to play football in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. There are still a bunch of Minnesota Vikings rumors getting kicked around, and Minnesota Vikings, to be fair to those reporting it, those Minnesota Viking rumors are not going away because the team refuses to shoot them down, which is why I always say when we talk about this topic that I don't know how much the Vikings believe in JJ McCarthy right now, given that they are still exploring options. But this kind of puts to bed the rumors that Aaron Rodgers is contemplating retirement more than playing football because he's out there slinging to DK Metcalf. We'll break it all down right now. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in. Let's see if we can hit that intro one more time. I don't know what's going on with the damn system. I got to reboot, but here we are. I've got no audio. I've got no music. I've got no sounds. I don't know what's going on. I got to restart my computer, but we'll be here anyway for the next 5 or 10 minutes. I can't stay long on this particular live stream anyway. So we're just here to break down this specific piece of news, but here's a little video footage of Aaron Rodgers out there slinging it to our boy DK Metcalf. I'll show you right here. So he's out there, he's dropping back, he's throwing a dime over to DK. Yeah, nothing crazy exciting, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm so amped about seeing DK Metcalf catch a football from, I think, a quarterback better than DK's ever had. And I know that a lot of people are gonna say that Aaron Rodgers is cooked, he's not good, he's not gonna do well. I think his arm's still there. I don't think his arm is diminished at all. And I don't even know that his mind or his ability to lead and be an elite quarterback to a degree, not, I shouldn't say elite, a very good quarterback for another year, I don't think that's off the table. I think what has happened, and if you want my honest opinion, I think Aaron Rodgers was given too much power in New York, and I think he didn't ruin the culture. The culture was already bad, but he poisoned it even more because he brought in his own people. He controlled everything. The coaching staff was scared of him. They walked on eggshells. They didn't want to bring in a quarterback when he got injured and tore his Achilles, so they just burned the whole season to the ground and waited for Aaron Rodgers to come back. The pressure was on. The culture was absolute garbage. And when Devontae Adams was brought over, again, another control move by Aaron Rodgers because he controlled everything. Adams even said the culture was trash. The culture was trash. He walked in to a horrible culture and he said, when the defense recovers the football, the offense isn't even standing. They're not even watching the game. And so this was a poison, toxic culture in New York. And as much as I like Robert Saleh for a lot of other reasons, he's a horrible head coach. He was awful, just a despicable head coach. Great players coach. The players loved him. He'll probably do well in San Francisco again. He does really good on the sidelines in the shadows. Kind of the good cop, for the coaching staff is, their bad cop and good cop personas that they have. He's that good cop. He's the guy that's gonna the team's gonna rally around, but he has no business being a head coach. He was absolutely awful decision maker. Had no balls. Let Aaron Rodgers walk all over him. And honestly, I think you could blame a lot of that on Aaron Rodgers and just say, why do you think he's going to succeed now then, Smitty? Well, because the two places that he's being rumored to go to, one of which I don't think he'll go, in the Minnesota Vikings, and especially the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's going to have no control. He's going to be back in his Green Bay days where he had no ability to make decisions and wasn't even brought in to help make a decision. Tomlin's not going to let him make a single decision. And so Aaron Rodgers is going to have to, accept that he go back into that shell and just do what he's told. But part of me thinks he might want that. Part of me thinks that, this is, his last year or two, and it could just be the 1 year. And I think he knows that he needs to focus on trying to deliver the product. I think when he's trying to balance the culture, set the tone, be kind of a coach on the sidelines and try and mentor everybody. The Jets were a young team. They looked at him like a father figure. That was all too much. And the culture was burned to the ground from the jump. This is going to be different. He's going to walk into a Pittsburgh Steelers locker room that has a culture, that has, and as much as I think Tomlin screws up his QB situations time and time and time and time again, and as much as I think Tomlin should be fired immediately for just mentioning the other day that he'd be fine with Mason Rudolph as his starting quarterback, which was reported on today and yesterday, even though we said that weeks ago. People are, swinging that around news circles, and he might have regurgitated it when he was asked a question, but he said they were very confident in Mason Rudolph weeks ago, and he should have been fired immediately for that. Like Arthur Smith and Mason Rudolph, are you out of your mind? That's worse than Desmond Ridder. I don't know what we would have got there. But anyway, bottom line is Tomlin does have some good qualities as a head coach. He does create good culture. He does surround himself with a team that can take it to the playoffs every single year without a hesitation, without an equivocation. There's no question in my mind that if Aaron Rodgers with DK Metcalf also inserted, this is assuming Pickens stays, but if Pickens goes, they'll get some sort of draft capital and improve the team in a certain other way. And I'm not even worried about Pickens, to be honest. If it was Aaron Rodgers and DK and Freiermuth and Jalen Warren, I'd be plenty happy. I don't think that really detours me away from saying anything I'm about to say right now. But I do believe this team is maybe a multiple playoff win team. I don't think they make it to a championship game. I certainly don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, although it's possible. But this is a team that I believe will play so much better than it did last year, and really any of the last 2 years, 3 years, under the command of Aaron Rodgers, who I believe is probably dropping off a little bit here or there. It's a leaking ship. He's an old man. His body's kind of getting older all around. He's losing maybe a step here. Maybe he's a little slower thinking here. But you put him in Pittsburgh with this controlled environment, a running back like Jalen Warren, a Pat Freiermuth is a solid option for him. And he's got at least DK Metcalf, but maybe DK and Pickens. We'll see. Where's Pickens? Anybody knows where George Pickens is? How come George Pickens isn't out there? Maybe he'll throw with him this weekend. I don't know. But I venture to say that Pickens is like, I'm not going to reach out to. That's him. That's Pickens. Pickens is just, he doesn't, this is why he needs to leave. And I do think he's still going to request a trade. There's no way he's happy about this man, DK Metcalf, coming into town, taking his job. And if you think Pickens is the number one over DK Metcalf, I've got a bridge to sell you. I've got no audio. I don't even know if that's playing. Let's see if I can kickstart any audio. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Where's my audio? Good God. Ever since I installed this new phone line, I'm having problems left and right. I can't hear a single thing now. My phone lines go dead. I don't even know if you guys are there. No, I'm just kidding. I see the live chat. But anyway, I don't know if you guys can hear those sounds. I'm not sure. No audio on that. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think I just need to restart. I'll probably be fine. We'll be fine for the 8 p.m. show. Anyway, again, for those that just joined us, here's the video footage of Aaron Rodgers dropping back. He's dropping back, slinging that, just playing catch type of throw football. I'm not saying that this is an amazing throw or anything, but it is exciting to see these two out there catching, and more importantly, that Aaron Rodgers is amped up. He's in football mode. Does this look like a guy that's going to retire tomorrow or the next day? No. Does this look like a guy that's going to let us know in the next couple of days that he's going to come back and play football for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Yes. Does this look like a guy that's going to go play for the Vikings? Why is he out there with DK? Why are the Vikings not saying a word? Why are the Vikings doing this to JJ McCarthy? Why are they not saying anything about JJ McCarthy? Why are they not saying JJ's our guy, we're moving on with JJ? JJ's the man. Why is JJ going to the podium talking to reporters and they say, are you the starter? And he goes, no, they haven't named me the starter, but I'm glad. But JJ, there's no JJ McCarthy. There's no other quarterbacks on the roster. And JJ McCarthy says, "Well, I'd like to earn it. I'm glad they haven't named me the starter." I just don't understand Minnesota. I don't understand Minnesota. Either JJ McCarthy is more injured than we know, or they're showing true signs of doubting that they're moving forward with him. And don't tell me they're playing coy or keeping it close to the vest. Like, no, it's not the way it works with your top 10 overall pick. You don't do that. You don't say, "Oh, hey, I'm not going to hold your hand in public, but we're definitely dating, okay? Don't be offended, but when we get in public, I'm going to let go of our hands and no one's going to know we're together." Like, what does that accomplish? What are you even doing? What kind of games are you playing on draft day by pretending you might be interested in a quarterback? Give me a break. There's no strategic advantage for the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings, they're not drafting 1 or 2 or 3. They pick 24 overall. There's zero advantage. And if there's a small advantage, you couldn't even measure it to pretend like, "Oh, JJ's our guy. And we're just going to pretend he's not so we can get this strategic advantage." Get out of here with that. They're either in doubt of his ability, whether physically or just injury-wise. It's not a good move for the Minnesota Vikings, for his confidence, JJ McCarthy, who's coming back from an injury. But I don't believe the Vikings are in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes anymore, because if they were, why is he out there throwing to DK? And if they were, why are we not hearing anything about it? So I don't know what is going on, but we'll be here soon. Didn't a lot of Steelers fans post? What do you mean? A lot of Steelers fans post they didn't want Aaron Rodgers? Bro, you go to any comment section, Joshua, you'll see people left and right talking about all different angles. Like, of course there are people saying they don't want Aaron Rodgers. And of course there are people saying they want Aaron Rodgers. There's probably a post out there, Joshua, where people are like, "Bring in Harbaugh. Bring in Harbaugh as our head coach." Like, you're going to see anything. You're going to see all kinds of stuff, Joshua. Just because you read it on the internet doesn't mean it's true. I mean, of course you're going to see a bunch of people say that. There's going to be people saying stuff left and right. But it doesn't matter what the people say, Joshua. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean a thing. What matters is what Tomlin thinks, unfortunately. But hopefully Tomlin makes the right call here. I'll be back. Appreciate you all. I'll reboot the system. And hopefully we have sound at 8 p.m. See you guys in just a little bit. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Additionally, live whenever big news breaks. Take a lap. Take a lap. Let me see if I can do this. Ready? Take a big lap. Take a big lap and you don't come back. Okay, sound will be back next time.